Hello, lovelies. It is 2022. Happy New Year. We're recording another video. After a while, the last time I recorded a video, things weren't looking so good, but clearly we have better energy. It is another year. We're feeling better. We're feeling good. Listen, it's been a good year so far. It's only 6 days of this year and I feel great. As a matter of fact, if you follow me on the IG, then you know that I actually been posting on there a little bit here and there through Christmas. Christmas was really good. So grateful, so thankful. I have my energy back, and I thought that instead of waiting all the way to Feb, which is when I'm going to officially start vlogging again, I will make a video, which, fun fact, I actually recorded this video before this, but I lost some of the footage, so I'm recording it again. But this is better because I literally have so much, I feel so much better now than if I had actually posted that one which I had recorded prior to the video that I last posted, the burnout and whatever. We are back, we're energetic, we're smooth, and we are ready to review. So this review actually happened back in November, and so I've been wanting to post this video since November. Yes, I hope that when you watch this video, it will, obviously every one of these is okay, not every one of these. Some are just, L's, but most of them actually wins, and they're actually very encouraging. So I hope it encourages you to make plans for 2022, because if you're going to the year expecting nothing, that's what you're gonna get. I know the pain of not seeing the results of bro, I'm realizing one of the reasons that I was so burnt out at the end of the year is because some of the things that I really, really expected to happen in 2021 hadn't happened. And that heartache of not reaching some expectations was, I hadn't even processed that. But then throughout the break, that's what I realized. Like, literally, this is just me grieving what didn't happen in 2021. But then after I was going through that, grieving what didn't happen, but then in the middle of celebrating what didn't happen, I was also celebrating what happened beyond what I wanted, because that was the kind of year that I had. God exceeded my expectations in some things. God completely surprised me in some things that I didn't even know that I'll get to do in 2021, but I got to do. And then there's some that weren't met, but then that is not to discourage me that to never expect anything again, because that just puts you in a place where even the things that you don't know you want cannot happen because you live in a place of hopelessness. So I hope this brings you hope. I hope this boosts up your faith that, you know what, you can actually believe for stuff and they can actually happen. And even if something has not happened, it doesn't mean that it's never gonna happen. It just means delay is not denial. So yeah, enjoy the video. So 2021 for me, I had a phrase. Every year I get a word, a main word, or more like a year off. So for me, the word that I got for 2021 was a year of stretching. And I remember thinking, God, okay. And I remember just feeling like 2021, I was going to be putting in a lot of work, and I was so excited to do it, because I don't mind working as long as I'm doing something that I love. Even when I'm not doing something that I don't love, I love giving my all into something. First thing that I wanted to do, starting off with the first thing that I wanted to do this year was serve faithfully in the evangelism ministry, which I explained in the previous video. Basically, it's one of the ministries where one of the things that we have to do is actually go to high schools and preach about Christ, and just preach about Christ and Christianity and the Bible and all of that stuff. And so that was one of the best things that I got to do this year. But then when I was talking about God exceeding your expectations, this is what I was talking about. One of the biggest prayers in my heart is always for more people to come to Christ, to introduce people to Christ. Whether it's leading someone through a prayer of salvation or whatever, which I know generally most pastors do that, but I truly believe it's the calling of every believer to make disciples. And so I was like, you know what? I really want to do it, but I don't know how to do it. And somehow God made room for me to actually lead people to Christ this year. From people from the class to this one time it happened, I don't know if I talked about it in the video, but I led a person to Christ in a bus station. And then in the class that I was teaching, it blew my mind that God could use me in that capacity. God really surprised me this year, and so I'm so glad that I got to teach the class. I got to interact with the kids and got to talk to them, get to know them. Some of them anyway, just walk with them through some of the stuff they're going through in their lives, pray for them, pray with them. It was amazing. It was beautiful. God surely exceeded my expectation. Now, next thing, right on with ministry. I really wanted to go back to Sacred this year. 2021, that is last year. I taken a break from Sacred in 2019. That was the year I took a break from every ministry. The year before that was very rough, and I just felt it in my heart like God wanted me to rest, and it really did a thing for my spirit, for my mind, for my soul. I came back refreshed, and like for 2021, for 2021, I was ready to go back to Sacred Ministry. So, which is the worship team of my church. So I went back. But again, see, it's so funny that even in the video, when I was talking about going back to Sacred, I was so insecure about my singing that, listen, I couldn't say that I love singing because I didn't think I sing enough for me to say I love singing, which is absurd. Like, looking back at it now, I'm just like, listen, I don't have to be Mariah Carey for me to just be able to say something like I love singing. And so what God did for me is that we did more than, like, I think if I can find the video, I will like put a link here of like, go. I was like, you have to go out and sing in front of people. What did I end up doing? Go to BSS. What did that do? Make my video go a little bit viral and a bunch of people see me sing. And for the first time, I feel like I'm comfortable in my skin actually singing in public. Like, I don't have to do it perfectly, but I'm actually at a place where if somebody were to tell me to sing in public, well, initially I wouldn't know what to sing because, you know, when you're told to do something and then you can't think of anything you want to do, but then like I could actually sing in public and be okay with it, which is something that I couldn't do before. I was still very insecure about my singing. And guess who's free this year? Get ready for covers. Get ready for songs. The songs that have been written, it is time to be sung. 2022, I'm ready for you. Yeah, so that's one of the things that really happened for me. It wasn't just that I went back to the ministry, but then God really worked with me when it concerning music and just for me to actually be able to do what I love, which is singing, without the fear of like, oh my gosh, I'm actually not a good singer. Speaking of music, one of the things that I really wanted to do this year was learn. Why do I keep saying this year? One of the things that I really wanted to do in 2022, well, this one has... One of the things that I really wanted to do in 2021 was to actually play the keyboard. I once started learning like years ago, and then we moved, and then I didn't have a keyboard to practice on anymore, and then this year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn even if I don't have a keyboard at home. I watch tutorials and then I'll go practice on the days that I have access to the keyboard, which is like maybe church. But I ended up not doing that. So I honestly want to try harder to learn this year, whether that means like I'll have to go somewhere and learn more often or just buy a keyboard and have it at home. I'm still gonna figure out the how though. Another goal for 2021 was in terms of my content. Obviously, I really wanted to grow content-wise. I wanted to grow in terms of quantity and in terms of quality. I really wanted to I was actually looking forward to getting a camera, but then my phone was very broken. And so I opted that instead of getting an expensive camera and then, you know, walking around with a very broken phone, I'd much rather get a good phone, which can work both as a camera and a phone, because I obviously wasn't really doing it professionally yet. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a camera, I'm gonna get a good phone, and I'm gonna use it to make good content. And I was at a point in 2021 where I said I don't like the videos that I make. I make them because I enjoy making videos, but I can't watch my own video and be like actually like the quality. But looking back 2021, some of the Vlogtober, guys, I'm in love with my graduation video. I'm in love with several videos that I made in 2021. I really love them in terms of quality, in terms of just how the energy and just everything. I actually love the content that I'm making right now in terms of quality. Of course, I want to do so much better, y'all. I have an achiever mindset, so I don't know when I'm actually going to be able to full-time say like, okay, now this is up to par with what I want. But then, yeah, this is nowhere near where I want to be, but then definitely way, way, way better, and I'm so grateful. But also in terms of quantity, I was aiming for how many videos? I wrote them somewhere. Oh, I was aiming for 68 videos, which I actually managed to do. So I was aiming for 68 videos. I did more than 68. I think I did 70 something videos, which is like really good. But I can do so much more. Like looking back at this year, the fact that so many things happened, like from loved one getting sick. I lost a loved one this year, I mean last year, and oh, God forbid it shall not be so in Jesus' name. We are leaving this year. Anyway, yeah, last year a lot of things happened, project, just all of that stuff, but I still managed to actually get to the number. I can't wait for next year. We're aiming for 100 next year, and we are so gonna surpass that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do more videos next year. I'm so excited. Guys. I'm so excited. But then obviously, as I said, there are so many W's, but then we also took a bunch of L's, which was from the financial point of view. There's expectations we had. There are numbers that we had. Bro, not even quarter of the number that I was expecting to make this year. And that was a hard blow. Like, that was a hard blow. From like the growth that I expected in terms of like viewership, but also the growth that I expected in terms of, making money. I took them losses. Now it's time to grind my mind. But yeah, that I'm learning that. I obviously knew that even before, because see this life. I obviously learned this lesson a long time ago, but then it never stops slapping. At the end of the day, you take some L's along the way. It's just part of the process. You grow through it. At least, like, I learned skills this year, and I got to do something that I love. This one I actually can't even call it an L. One other thing that I wanted to do this year was actually move out of the apartment. There's a particular place in Dar that I even wanted to live in, because one of the greatest problems with where I live right now is the fact that where it's at, it's outside the city. It's like I take way longer to get anywhere and not anywhere and everywhere. Some people take longer, but like the places that I love to frequent are actually far from where I live. So I really wanted to move out. But then this is the year where I actually embraced the fact that, you know what, living at home comes with some perks, I don't like chores. I don't like to cook. And living at home gives me benefits with a lot of that stuff. Now, health-wise, there are two things we had. We wanted to get fit this year. So we wanted to eat, and then we wanted to gain weight, and then we wanted to work the weight out. And so obviously we lost some weight. So I ate, gained weight, lost the weight. That I feel like I'm very happy with my body right now. I've worked out. I've ate the right stuff. Like, you know what? Like, I'm at a good place where this year, going into 2022, I'm not looking forward to gaining or losing weight. I just want to eat healthy and, work out and have fun. I've realized I enjoy workouts way more than I thought. But particular type of workouts, like somewhere between cardio and strength. I don't like ab exercises and so many others, but at the same time, obviously I do need them for strength. But then I've learned so much more about working out and obviously about nutrition, and I'm just on a journey, obviously, just like everybody else, to maintain good health. Oh, another thing. Oh, this is the other part of like health. I wanted to wake up at 4 a.m. We brought it up a notch all the way to 3 a.m. this year. We were fine. We were doing great. It literally worked for my timetable at the time. Going into Vlogtober, I feel like waking up at 3 a.m. really helped me with my, like, being able to edit every day and all of that stuff. I brought it back to 4 a.m. now, and I feel like I truly learned this year how much of a morning person I am. Like, I can do late nights. I can enjoy late nights. I can wake up late and still enjoy waking up late. But I thrive when I wake up at dawn, when it's dark, and have my time alone with the Holy Spirit, and we just conversing and like ordering the day. Listen, I thrive. Anyway, for 2021, intellectually, there are two things. I wanted to graduate with a good GPA. I actually me being me, now I can talk about it. Me being me, I wanted a 5 GPA. Guys, I can say this now that I'm done with school. Guys, my whole school life, there is no semester that I didn't go to asking for anything less than straight A's. I don't know how to pray for anything except straight A's. Like, I would do the hardest course and still be like, God, I pray. For me, my faith was always in God, and then I would ask God to help me to put in the work to reach up that. I took the verse, I shall be the head only and not the tail, and above only and not beneath, very seriously. So for me, since high school all the way to like college, like I would always pray and strive for straight A's. Obviously, I didn't always get them. I graduated with an upper second, and it's fine. It's good. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, just to show that sometimes you might not get exactly what you wanted, but for me, the values that not the value, the knowledge that I got, the financial knowledge that I have right now is priceless. Like the fact that before I went to business school, even like when I was doing my diploma in social work, like there's finance content that I would watch that I just wouldn't be able to understand because I studied business back in Form 1 and Form 2, and then I never did anything business related again, all the way to like university. And so now, like, even things as simple as like a profit and loss statement, or like all of that stuff that you need as an entrepreneur, which is what I am, you need for you to have an actual good business. I couldn't do that. Investment, just stuff like that. I've learned so much that I am so forever grateful that God gave me the opportunity to actually do business administration, a bachelor's in business administration. Because if you know my story, if you don't, go ahead and like watch my college video. I have a whole story of how I ended up in business. It was literally God. And so I'm so grateful. I graduated. It was fun. The knowledge is priceless. Like, I understand college is overpriced in some countries, but like, I definitely got my money's worth. Well, my mom's money's worth. I really wanted to read books. I really wanted to get back in the habit of reading books. Like, I'd literally come to a point where I wasn't reading books at all. I think I read maybe 3, 4. I don't remember how many books I'd read in 2020. And so 2021, I really wanted to read more books. The goal was simply, I wanted a simple goal, which was 20. And even the simple goal we couldn't reach, we read 10. But still, 10 is better than nothing. So I am glad that I got to read 10 out of 20 books that I wanted. The goal was to read 11 finance books and 10 books, 9 spiritual books. We ended up with 1 finance book and 9 spiritual books, which is still good. I am so grateful that I got to do it. Yo. Announcing it here so that y'all can quote me on this. We are aiming for 50 books this coming year. Going strong. As I told you, some of us are achievers and optimists, and we will put in the work, but first of all, we'll get our mindset correct, and we're set for 50 and more. If you're watching this and you don't read books, but you can pay for Audible books, please do. You can listen podcasts, please do. Just intellectually choose to grow in any way possible. Don't just settle for like, okay, I can read books, so I'm just gonna settle with like the knowledge that I have. Make it a point to like grow intellectually, because you can only go as far as your knowledge can take you. And that's the truth. Knowledge is power. Power is power, but knowledge is power indeed. So this one is both something that I wanted to do for content's sake and just for myself's sake, because I really wanted to travel this year. The only time I got to travel is for the worst reason that you could ever travel, for a funeral. And so I'm definitely looking forward to travel more outside the city and outside the country. Bro, I'm starting to forget how the aisles of the airport look like. We are traveling in 2022. In Jesus' name, it shall be so and not otherwise. We already have the savings account in check. We are ready. We are traveling. Come rain, come sunshine. Wait for the travel content. We are coming. But also for work, I'm definitely applying for some stuff that looking forward to applying. I've not yet applied, but I am planning to apply for some things that will require me to go out of the country. So whether for work or for fun or both, we're definitely looking forward to traveling in 2022. Last but not least, I like this are the best. One of the things that I wanted to do, one of the things that I really wanted in 2021 was to make new friends. I have amazing, and I explained even in that video, I have amazing, great friends. A few love content, most don't. Not even necessarily don't love content in a sense. Just, I'm not in that world. Like, I have friends, I have engineers, lawyers, corporate companies, and just stuff like that. People who just would rather a call to other specific areas. And so, shoving a camera in their face all of the time is not necessarily what they love to do. And one of the things that I really wanted this year was to meet people, not just in terms of digital content. I just wanted to meet people, make new friends who maybe love music, who are maybe artists or are in the film industry, or love acting, or, love writing. I just really wanted to meet people who love art. And guys, I cannot say that I made new best friends, but when I tell you God will exceed your expectations, is that I got to do a play this year. And I thought, when I auditioned for the play, I thought, oh, okay, I'm just gonna do a play this year and like whatever. But then meeting people who like, get ready for collabs. Because guess what? Baby girl has friends who have YouTube channels now. Okay, one. But also no one who had a YouTube channel and decided to give up on it. I wonder if I should motivate him to like get back on his YouTube channel. Anyway, yes, I made new friends who are actually interested in art. Or even old friends, like you guys saw like one of the videos that I did for Vlogmas. Like old friends that I already knew, like, you know, actually he's more family than friend. But point is, people that I already knew, and now we started doing collabs. And like, I now know other people who have YouTube channels. Like, people who love art, people who write plays, people who... I was praying to meet people like this and people with the same values, because I was like, it's one thing to meet people who love what you do. That's great. That's amazing. It's another whole thing to meet people who love doing what you love doing, and then they also have the same values. It's priceless. I am so grateful. And last one on the list. Basically, all that to say, in 2021, we really wanted to meet the husband and like get hitched up, but we did not. Or maybe I have, you know, you never know. Maybe I crossed paths with him in the where do I go? But I went to a lot of places this year. You never know. Yeah, but then that didn't happen. But this is also the year where I've realized I might not be anybody who knows me knows that for a long time I've always said I want to get married young, which honestly at this point we are past the stage where if I get married now, I'm just getting married at the normal age. Like, I'm not getting married young, but I'm grateful that I did not, because you see, one of the things that I learned this year is that marriage means the possibility of babies, and I love babies with all of my heart, but as far as now is concerned, we ain't ready until the time of the Lord. With that said, I am no longer in such a hurry to like get hooked up, okay? Like, at first, not that I've ever been pressured about it, but every year I would be like, oh, you know, it would be nice. I'll meet someone this year, we'll get married next year. I'll meet someone this, and now I'm like, I could meet someone here right now. I could meet someone right now and get married 5 years from now. It's fine. It's all right. I am so grateful for the year 2021. I got to do stuff that I've wanted to do for a long time but didn't get to do, and so it was such an honor and privilege. I did a lot of stuff I didn't expect to do. BSS, modeling auditions I'd not done for a long time. I went back to doing those this year. I'm actually looking forward to doing more this year. Commercial modeling, runways, just stuff that I'd actually put on pause. I put a lot of stuff on pause when I was doing my bachelor's, just because I really wanted to get the knowledge, which I did. And you know, in life, I want to end this video with saying that in life, this is something that even I have struggled with, and obviously try not to struggle with, because it's something that is very prevalent in our society, especially like social media and stuff. But I want to say, even prior to social media, just as human beings, we have the tendency to like look at other people's life and ask, okay, but like they're doing this with their life. What am I doing with my life? Like, where am I at? Why is this not happening for me? Why is that not happening for me? And I think if we should be more intentional about looking at ourselves and what is our purpose in life, and are we growing in the purpose? Are we growing in our lane? Like, stop looking at other people's lanes and stay in your lane. It's very cliche, but then I want to motivate you that in 2022, stay in your lane. Focus on where God is calling you. Even if it looks impossible, God will provide for it. Oh, Jireh. If I had to say, yeah, like if I had to say, like if Jireh was not just a theme song, like going into 2021, I was singing Jireh a lot, and like he always provides. And bro, the amount of provision that I've seen from God is mind-blowing. Like, they're mind-blowing. Just He's Jireh for sure. So just focus on your lane, focus on your purpose, focus on what God is telling you, no matter how scary it is, no matter how, whatever is happening. Just let this January be a time where you actually really take time. If you're the type, and this has no type, my pastor usually says this: there's no grace, there's no gift of fasting. There's a grace that is released from God for every believer to fast. So if you can try fasting this year, maybe you've never fasted before, you can try, whether it's a Daniel fast, whether you fast one meal, whether you full on are used to fasting. It's a beautiful time to like fast. Take some time. I'm gonna be off social media. Again, just time to like stay in your lane, really hear from God. What is God doing in my life, and what does God want to do in my life in 2022, as opposed to looking at what God is doing in other people's life. Come the end of the year, you see all the great things that God has done, and it gives you energy and just so much passion for the year to come and the year to come, which is something that I've experienced for like so many years now, since I started like making plans for the year. So I don't know what 2021 looked like for you, but let this be hopeful. Make some plans for 2021. Make them with the Lord. Make them prayerfully. And like, just have faith that it's going to happen. And be ready to put in the work for whatever plans that you make. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. And, you know, leave a like to the video, which will help it recommend to other people. Other than that, I will see you in Feb with some of the best vlogs on the internet.